how's it going? I'm going to mount my camera a little different this time for this metal detector test. This is a Tesoro DeLeon. The reason why I'm mounting it like this, in hopes you can see that screen. I've run this through the test bed, and one thing with this, that screen on there, any of the Tesoros I've ever had, I haven't had a screen. I really like the screen. It gives you a lot of information. Almost, hate to say it, but a little bit like the White's V3i. Let me get this camera adjusted better. Now there isn't much to talk about on this detector. It's pretty much a turn on and go. You have your all metal and stuff like that, which we'll be using. But I'm going to crank this guy up. By the way, a guy named Chase from Alabama sent me this just to test out. This is his detector. He hasn't seen many videos on it and wanted me to run it through this extensive test bed, which I am. Then I'll go ahead and send it back to him. So really appreciate it, Chase. Keeps me from having to go out and try to find one and turn around and sell it if I don't want it. Appreciate it much. But anyways, back to the detector. We got, this is preset ground balance, so we don't have to worry about any of that. And in all metal mode, you got your threshold you can turn up and down. We're going to run in discrimination, and I'm going to be running, tell you what, I'm going to start out running at foil, and you're going to see what I'm saying here. But this is the test bed I run all my detectors through, and we're going to see how well this thing scores. Now first up is a quarter at 4 inches. Coming up a solid 95, and it's saying 5 inches deep, as you can see there. Now the next one is a quarter at 7. Hits it no problem. 95, saying 8 inches. Now the big one, a quarter at 10 inches deep. Struggling. Sure is trying though, ain't it? Don't look like it's going to do a quarter at 10. 0 points for that. Now a dime at 4.5 inches deep. No problem. Dime at 8. I dig that. See how it's also coming up like iron? Iron and foil a little bit. But you can pretty much tell it's a dime. A nickel at 6 inches. A lot of detectors, these ring up higher in the VDI, and that's what's happening here. Now nickel at 8. Notice how it got quieter? That one's ringing up high as well. A little bit lower. Now a copper penny 2 inches deep. Solid 95. Zinc penny 2 inches deep. You can see a difference there. Here's this copper and the zinc. So you could block the zincs out versus the copper. Now a silver ring at 6 inches. Hitting it solid there. This way. A little broken up, but it's still hitting it. Now a Morgan dollar at 11 inches. Would you dig that? I think I would. You can tell it's deep. I dig it. Now a brass candle holder, 15 inches deep. I already did this through the initial test. I couldn't get it to hit it, so we're not going to waste our time. Alright, next up is a bottle cap 4 inches deep. All over the place. It discriminated it out. Now, a 10-cent piece with 4 rusty nails boxed around it 4 inches deep. Sure it is trying to read her. Look at that. It's processing it. It just ain't doing it. If I slow down, this detector seems like you need to wave it a little bit faster. Okay, sideways. Still coming up metal. It's almost hitting it. Yeah, I'm going to have to give it 1 point for that. I think you dig it. I do believe so. Now, 25 cent with a big rusty nail. It's 3 inches deep, and the rusty nail's right beside it. Hitting it good that way. Trying to process. Just not going to do it. I wonder if I'll ever get a detector that can actually hit this both ways. If I do find one, I'm going to crap my pants. I haven't had one yet. Alright, 2 pull tabs. 3 inches deep. Look at that. Coming up tabs. Pretty good. But now we got a chunk of can slaw 2 inches deep. Fairly big one. A lot bigger than a pull tab. That worries me. And it's bouncing around, so you can tell it ain't real deep. You can see how that it's floating around between tabs, zinc, and silver. But it is reading high, so it might throw somebody. Somebody got used to it, chances are they'd pass it up, but then it might be a coin with trash beside it. So I tell you what, I can only give it 1 for that. 25 cent piece on end, 4 inches deep. I'd have to, we'll give it 2. But it's telling you there ain't something right, something ain't quite right there. Alright, next up is a dime, 4 inches deep with 2 rusty nails on it. Now what if you cranked up your discrimination? It's still hitting it. You got discrimination all the way up. Yeah, I think I dig that. I'd probably dig that. We got to give it 2. Now, turn discrimination down a little. You got a penny, a nickel, and a dime. 2 inches apart, 4 inches deep. Still discriminating. This is basically for recovery. You can see there, no problem with recovery on this machine. Real good. Now we got a 1 cent and a 10 cent with 7 rusty nails around them. Hit that one right away. See how that silver, even though the ID is saying 0, but it's the processing, it's saying silver coins, or just coins. That's what I'm saying. Look at that. Now you go this way. I think that's pretty damn good. You can go off this and watch this bounce around. Now one thing I was doing before, let's see if it does. There it is, lift coil. And what that is you need to lift the coil a little to help it process. So I just wanted to show you that. That guy's getting 2 points for that. Now a quarter a full 12 inches deep. See what happens. I don't think you're going to be digging a quarter 12 inches deep. That doesn't make this thing bad, I'll tell you that right now. I'm sorry, 22 bullet, 2.5 inches deep. You'd probably be digging it. Picks it up pretty good. Now we got a dime 4 inches deep with 5 nails 2 inches above it. Coming up more into the iron this way. This is one of them, if you got used to it, looking at that screen, you can tell there's iron in there, so I'd have to say you dig it. Let's turn discrimination all the way up. Trying. We're going to give it 1. Let's knock the stupid camera off. Alright, now we got a dime. Turn this down. Got a dime, 11 inches deep. Not too many detectors do this. Keep in mind this soil is not the greatest by no means. No, not doing it. Not doing it. Got a nice day going anyways. Now we got some hot soil with a quarter 3 inches deep with a ton of stuff around it. Hot rocks, charcoal, salt, you name it. There's where the quarter is. Notice that on the ID bouncing around though. Pretty stable. Turn discrimination up. You know, for as crappy as that soil is, I gotta give it a 2. I really do. I have to. Alright, just for shits and giggles, 20 pounds of copper, 3 feet deep. So, that worked. Alright, we're gonna go up on a porch and do the... Drop my pen. Do the small item air test, see how it performs. Alright, small items. This here is a 1 grain of 24 karat gold, very small. Put it in this bag so my hand doesn't skew the results. I'm going to run on discrimination mode, but nothing blacked out. Cranked. Got a little bit of chatter. Pretty good. Hit it pretty good. Now a big one. This is 0.46 grams of a stony meteorite that fell in Wisconsin. I got sensitivity down a little. Nothing. Let's switch to all metal. You say that's hitting? I don't know. I can't say that it was. We got an iron meteorite. Same thing, small. Discrimination on. Plucking that up easy. We'll call it a hit. Now I got 3 pieces of copper. They're all real small, but one goes down to the size of a head of a, say, a pen. So we'll hit the bigger one first in discrimination mode. No problem. Medium one. about a ½ inch, maybe an inch away. It does hit it. Now the one like the ballpoint pen, ain't doing it. Let's go to all metal. No. Alright, there you go. Test is done. It ended up scoring 52 out of 66 points, which is actually pretty damn good. Now, as far as other Tesoros, the Cibola 36 and the Vaquero, it scored 50, and I love the Vaquero. I'll hold that thing up to anything out there, and this detector outscored it. It isn't as deep as the Vaquero, but with that screen and the other things going on with this machine, it's a sleeper. Chase was right. He had said that this doesn't get much promotion at all. There's not much talk on it. And in all honesty, I've never had one, and it ranks right up there with the Tesoros. Of course, it didn't beat the Tejon. That was 58 points, but 52 is not bad. It even outscored the Tesoro Lobo Supertraq. So, pretty damn good detector. Actually real impressed with it. It's like a Vaquero but with a screen on it. And you can, not only you got VDIs, but you got that bar across bouncing around. It kind of give you an indication of what's under that soil. So there we go. Tesoro DeLeon. Thanks again, Chase. Would have never known.